What is happening, guys? Cowboy here, and today we're going to be taking an early look at the newest character coming to For Honor later this week, Hitokiri. Now, Hitokiri is a heavy for the samurai. They use a big old axe. They're very mix-up intensive, and there's a big focus around an uninterruptible stance with this character. So some of the basic things about them that I'm enjoying so far: you can infinitely chain heavies, which needless to say is definitely going to be a bit of a noob killer, but you can just, just heavy, just keep going with it until somebody dies. You can also feint heavies, you can feint kicks with this character. There's a lot in this package that I think is going to appeal to both new players and veterans alike. Anyway, let's take a look at the moveset, and then we'll kind of go more in depth into stuff. So the first thing I want to touch on is the Mujin Ryu. Now, Mujin Ryu is a state as opposed to a stance. Basically, you get into this startup by doing either Meikai or Mangetsu, light or heavy. The heavy in particular has uninterruptible on the startup, and then after you've entered Mujin Ryu, there's a couple different moves you can do. From there, you can go into Endless Myriad, which is just infinitely chained heavies. You can do another follow-up light attack, which gains uninterruptible stance, and you can also go into either Ray Kick or Ray Sweep having the uninterruptible stance. As I mentioned, you can charge up any of the heavy attacks, whether it's the regular one or a heavy in the infinite chain, and fully charge it to gain uninterruptible on it, as well as make it unblockable. The kick attacks, you either just do a normal kick, or you can fully charge it up for a sweep. From the normal kick, you can follow up into either a light or a guaranteed heavy. From the sweep, the only guaranteed follow-up is going to be a light attack, but you do quite a bit of stamina damage with that. And you can also feint any heavy attack that's being charged or a kick attack. So you have a pretty strong feint game here. As you can see, uninterruptible attacks on Mangetsu, Mangetsu Rift, Meikai Rift, and Ray Sweep. So this is your initial heavy, your charge heavy, your follow-up light attack, or your charged sweep attack. Aside from that, just revenge and renown. But so to look more in depth at the moves, as I mentioned, we have our light and our heavy, which should be considered our startup. From there, we can go into infinite combos with the heavy, although these don't have the uninterruptible. You have the follow-up light attack after you've entered Mujin Ryu, which gains uninterruptible. The Rift, which comes from just holding a heavy. You can actually do this at any time, and this gains both uninterruptible and unblockable. The Ray Kick, which is considered unblockable, and you can do that from Mujin Ryu. The Ray Sweep, which is unblockable and uninterruptible, which you can do from Mujin Ryu. We have an advancing move with Senkotsu, which is always a top heavy coming down, and then a sprint attack. So all in all, not a very advanced moveset, pretty straightforward, but despite that, the mix-up game definitely keeps this character kind of where they would be. The attack values are also really straightforward as well. Looking at the damage, you can see both the light attack and the chain attacks all do 18 damage. So very consistent in terms of how much damage you're going to get. There's no guesswork or doing follow-ups. Heavy attacks are always going to be 30 damage going out, including the charged one. The heavy charged attacks will go for 40 damage. So basically 18 on all of our lights, 30 on our heavies, and then our charged heavies will do 40. As for our kicks, you can see the light kick will do 15 stamina damage, and as I mentioned, you get a guaranteed either follow-up heavy attack or a follow-up light attack from that. As for the sweep can actually be dodged, but it does 30 stamina damage, and then you can usually get the follow-up double light attack in. However, you cannot get a confirmed heavy on the sweep. There's just too much recovery time to go straight into the heavy attack. Kind of just to showcase that a little bit better, if we go for the charge sweep. But right now, that's how long it took to get a heavy out, spamming the button. Whereas going for a light, you can get them during the follow-up with it. So, like I said, very basic moveset on this character, but despite that, you do have very strong feints. You can, stop as soon as the startup just to kind of, play with them. You can go all the way up until the blade's just about to hit even. Go for the charged heavy feint, and that's rare. Usually, like, as soon as you see weapon motion moving forward, you can't feint, and you can see I can pretty much feint this all the way up until it's like basically even with me, so there's going to be a lot of strong feint mix-ups with this character, trying to bait people into going for parries, and then of course parrying yourself and going for an attack from there. Just to go through the executions very quickly. We have the big bonk to the head. That is one of the base executions we start with. We we have the kickoff. This is my personal favorite. Boom. These are the 4 base executions we're going to be seeing at launch. Of course, there'll obviously be more as time goes on. Stomp them down. I love how the axe is just dropped. It's not even a swing. It's just like, nah, the weight of this thing is enough to decapitate you. And then we have the big from above. So in all, a pretty decent character. The BM potential definitely isn't the best. But, you know, just looking through the different emotes. I mean, we have stuff like the penguin walk and whatnot that you can do. But the initial BM was kind of a little lackluster. Right now, this is actually the full like Sakura set. This is a legendary set you can get. Well, the weapon in particular is the Sakura weapon. You can kind of see there's like a demon and a lady face on it. And then we have one on the pommel as well. So pretty cool looking weapon. But anyway, that's basically it for the overview. So once again, real fast, just if people want to get some screen caps of stuff, here is the first half of the moves, second half of the moves. Here's our hero-specific stuff. But other than that, you know, let's go jump into some Dominion and kind of show you how the character plays when it's, you know, actually in a match. So bringing them on out, be using the male version of Hitokiri, which I actually think sounds pretty good. I was, you know, with them having a female focus on the character and that being the presentation, I wasn't sure how the voice acting would be, but I think I prefer the male voice actor more, even though it's mostly just like raspy grunts. But anyway, some pretty cool fashion we got going on. Check out this axe. This is one of the legendary ones. I love the look on this thing. It's like a big demon face.
You lost Zone C.
You can see we have pretty decent movement too for a heavy. You know, I would not classify us as a slow character.
You captured Zone C.
Plus this axe with the demon mask, they just, you know, the fashion is top tier. I like the, this is the play the guitar. That's what's going to be scary about this guy, his ability to just tank in hits and do that follow-up. And we got our first perk, which is pretty dope. This perk, this is one of the new perks of this guy. When he gets an execution, he gains an uninterruptible stance and a shield during the execution. So, no more minions messing up your executions, no more people messing up your executions. Definitely a really, really cool feat to have.
You captured Zone C.
Aside from that, a lot of the other feats that he has available are pretty much just, you know, kind of what you would expect for a heavy. Though there are some interesting ones. He has things like innovate, the one where he gets back stamina on hits. That's his tier 3, I believe. A couple things kind of show his wave clear potential, which with the ability to get, I will end you, Orochi.
You lost Zone C. You captured Zone A.
Give him the ball. Hit him with that. So yeah, clear speed isn't the best for a heavy, but as you can imagine, combining this with like the ability to gain back stamina on hits, you could have some decent wave clear with this character. I think I'm probably going to do 2 matches just because this one's kind of a blowout. I'll show you guys another one of the legendary axes in the next match. Going, I got my 3rd passive, which if I remember, I want to say it's you gain damage reduction after an execution. There we go. Now that we have them all unlocked, there we go. So Deliverance, we gain a shield and uninterruptible stance when executed. Tainted Gift, mark and reveal an enemy hero. If executed, the killer and nearby teammates gain some health. Spirit Shroud, gain damage resistance after executing. It remains in effect until you're killed. And then the final one, Senbon Zakura, launch an attack that cannot be parried nor blocked and deals massive damage, leading to an execution on kill. So that's the one I'm really excited to see. I haven't had a chance to try this out, so it's going to be my first time actually hitting something with it. Oh, that was pretty dope. I'll have to get another one of those in. I want to test to see just how much damage that thing's going to put out. I mean, as you guys can see, this guy's going to be pretty dope. I know I mainly play Vikings these days, and you know, I don't even really do that much For Honor content on the channel anymore. It's mainly on stream. Just because I know someone's going to ask, I still play For Honor a lot on stream. It's mainly my Friday game. Pretty much every Friday night, I'm knocking back some whiskey and playing For Honor. And I played a little bit of Order here or there, but Hitokiri, I will definitely be playing some Hitokiri. I've always been a very, very big fan of unblockables. And, I mean, this character's a monster. Look at the damage we're doing to this Orochi!
Victory!
Play that guitar. So jumping into round 2, changed up our aesthetic a little bit. This is the bag face look, which is also equally creepy, but I really like the axe on this. It's kind of this like black and ivory type thing going on. I also changed up some of the feats. We're going to be trying out Righteous Deflection, which we parry to get high damage reduction, and then FiGhTiNCoWBoy, mainly because I want to see how effective it is at helping to clear out mid as a heavy.
Lost Zone A.
Give him the big gong. It's fun. Because Hitokiri literally means like manslayer, and for him to have a perk that gives him a shield on executions, it's like, it's so fitting. Because like when this guy's gonna execute you, you're gonna die. There is no stopping that execution. Like the little visual masks that show up around him.
You lost Zone C.
You can see, even just like, I can just wait for attacks to start up and then just go for the trade.
You captured Zone C.
Yeah. He's gonna be a pretty disgusting hero, I think. As you can see, though, the kick not really useful for knockbacks at all. I mean, it's very much an interrupt to give you your follow-up. But just, you know, it's not really. You're not going to be kicking people off with like Tiandi or anything.
You lost Zone C.
To get the sweep in. The main purpose of the sweep, I think, is going to be setups with other players. Because as I mentioned, you don't get any follow-up heavies off of it. But I could definitely see if you have somebody backed into a corner, you do that sweep. And then, you know, everyone comes in with a heavy at the same time. Yeah, so with Nukanube, you could definitely be a pretty effective clearer. You can see we're just heavies for days. And you also have stuff like Regenerate as tier 4 perks. So using something like that plus Nukanube, you could definitely just indefinitely shred through minions.
You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C.
Let's try and get the sweep in it. Yeah, there we go. So I mean, like I said, it's a little bit. The sweep is honestly the only move in Hitokiri's moveset that I feel is very situational, just because there's a lot of startup on that. You know, enemies can just dodge out of the way of it. But if it does hit, you know, knocking someone on their ass is always useful. Want to hit somebody with that new unblockable move. See how much he has half his health. Want to find someone fresh, just to give a perspective of just how much damage it's going to do.
Enemy team is breaking.
All right, you're mostly full. Oh, all right. That might just be a one-hit KO then, which is pretty good. I mean, you can, in theory, you know, you can still instant kill people with things like catapult, but just a big instant kill that's going to lead to an execution, that's something I can get behind. My favorite thing, without question, is definitely the uninterruptible perk. Like, being able to just execute and nobody's going to take you out of it. Oh my god, that's so nice. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up our early look to Hitokiri. They drop on March 2nd, I believe. So make sure to check it out, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.